front of you. You've got to get your healing. You've got to get your blessing. Some people will never learn how to get it. They'll never learn how to lay hands on God's miracles because they're trying to be sedate, cool, and calm. But when your situation gets messed up enough, when your situation gets jacked up enough, when you need a show enough miracle, are you hearing what I'm saying? You don't care who's looking at you. You don't care who's talking about you. You just say, Father, I stretch my hand to thee because there's no other help that I know. This woman is desperate. She has an issue of blood. It's constantly flowing. She's constantly weak. There's a stench. And it kept her from church. Because in the book of Leviticus, a woman couldn't enter the temple on the time of her cycle. This woman had an issue of blood that wouldn't dry up. It was chronic, and the issue was constant. She probably even couldn't get married because no man would come near her because according to Old Testament law, she had to cry unclean. And if she were married with children, she had to get away from her family because of her unclean condition. So this woman is desperate. But Jairus is first. He's first in line. And in her mind, she says, I know it's not my turn, but I believe it's my time. And friends, when your situation gets desperate enough, when you're back up against the wall, pride goes out the window. Status goes out the window. Degrees go out the window. Social standing goes out the window because when your situation is toe up from the floor up, you've got to get to Jesus. And it's in this woman's desperate condition that she develops a confidence because the Bible teaches that she had heard reports about Jesus. She had to then act on what she heard. You see, I've learned in my life that sometimes you've got to act on what you hear until you get some information of your own. Somebody's in a saving relationship with Jesus right now because of what they heard from their mama, their daddy, their grandmama, and their granddaddy, what they told them. So you acted on what you heard. Understand, friends of mine, but now that you've gotten a little older and now that you know Jesus for yourself, you don't have to act on somebody else's testimony. You got your own testimony. You don't need the choir to get you excited. You don't need the praise team to pump you up. You don't need a praise and worship leader to come and tell you, give God a hand of praise. All you got to do is look back over your life and look back over your life and see how far God has brought you through. And then you're able to testify for yourself that God made a way. And what I love about Jesus is, Jesus doesn't wait on ceremony. Jesus doesn't wait on ritual. Jesus doesn't wait on tradition. But Jesus comes to your rescue when you're desperate enough. The woman says, look, I know I won't get a chance to talk with him. But if I can just get to where he is, if I can just find out when and where he's passing by, if I can just get, she said, in that crowd, I know they don't want me there because of my condition, but I'm not worried about what they want. I've got to get what I need. And I believe I've got a witness who's watching right now, because I know I've got some witnesses in this sanctuary who know that God will make a way. That when your back is against the wall and it seems that all is over, God will make a way. Yes, he will. He will deliver. He will set you free. He will dry the tears from your eyes. He will heal your body. God will make a way. It's in this woman's desperate condition that she mixes what she believes with what she's heard. And she says, if I can just touch the hem of his garments. She said, I don't have to talk to him. I don't have to run up and get in his face. But if I can just touch the hem of his garment. Oh, I wish I had a church in this place. That I know I can be made whole. If I can just talk to some prayer warriors, then I know. If I can just talk to some people who've been through what I'm going through, then I know he will make a way. And I've learned in my life, you can't say I know until you can say I've been. I've been sick. I've been broke. I've been depressed. I've been lost. But since I met Jesus, what a wonderful change in my life has been wrought since Jesus came into my heart. Since I met Jesus, now I know. I heard he turned water into wine. I heard he fed 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. I heard he spat on the ground, made mud, put it on a man's eyes and he could see. But when you look at your own situation, now I know.